Hey everyone, this is Chris from Midwest Coaster Fans. Alongside me is Zach. We're sharing the news for this week, which is January 22nd, 2021. We got a lot of news to share with you today. Uh, what do you got planned for this weekend, Zach, before we get into the news?
This weekend, well, on Sunday, me, Dick, and Annika will be going to Malibu Jackson, Louisville.
Which is a small little entertainment venue, right?
Yeah, but they have a spinning coaster, so credit to credit.
Yeah. Credit to credit, that's true.
Yeah. And also, I'll be trying to get some photos of Raven retracking, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, we have a lot of news this week. We just had three things drop down today. One of them we thought was something bad. We'll go over that here in a second. It turns out to be good. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the surf coaster, which many of you guys might not know, but SeaWorld Orlando, we thought they scrapped the plans for it. But according to Coaster Kings, they were able to find basically permits that were refiled by the park. And it looks like they have to break ground if they approve them no later than the end of this year. So that's good news on that front. What's going on, Steve? I'm waiting. I thought you had something to say over here, Zach. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the information here from Coaster Kings. If you guys haven't visited them, go ahead and do so. Make sure this is big enough for you guys. Okay, it is. So let's go ahead and go over what we don't know what the surf coaster is or Project Penguin. We think it's a new version of maybe a launch coaster that B&M's kind of. Okay, so the rumor with that, before we start, is supposedly the rumor with that now is that B&M is trying to find a way to compete with Intamin launches. So this is their answer for the Blitz coaster. So if it's true, we already know that B&M has a reliable launch system over at Holiday World. So if they were to turn that into and build an in-the-house launch on a new system, my guess is you're going to have tons of airtime, tons of launch moments, and their launch on Thunderbird's pretty powerful, pretty consistent. I know the maintenance staff, when I talked to the ones at Holiday World during Hollywood Nights, advised us that the launch system is very reliable. They maintain it very well, obviously, as well. And we're about 6 seconds behind, so it might take a second for people to catch up on the comments on here. But if you guys haven't been down to Holiday World, you can kind of get a glimpse. If you guys get a chance this year, go down to Holiday World, ride Thunderbird, get a glimpse of what a launch coaster from B&M would feel like. I believe that's the only launch coaster that they actually have. I believe so.
Yeah, technically that's the Hulk, but Thunderbird is the only one that they did in-house.
Okay, yeah. Hulk was that designed by kind of the maintenance staff or whatever you want to call them?
It was designed by a third party. I forget who it was, but B&M didn't want to do it in-house because they weren't comfortable doing it.
Okay. And if many of you guys don't know what we're talking about, the one over at Universal Islands of Adventure, and it's also coming to China as well with the Transformers coaster. It's basically a dry tire launch hill. So basically they speed up at a certain point when the train gets fully on there and they do their whole whatever intro, and then it blasts you out of the tunnel using dry tires. So that's what that is. It's not an LSM launch like what would be found over on Thunderbird, but this is kind of like, I was just trying to bring you guys kind of into what we're talking about here, and that is the rumor that this thing is going to have an LSM launch, multiple LSM launches throughout the whole coaster. And rumor is, like I said, it's supposed to compete with the Blitz coaster from Intamin. If B&M's successful with their first attempt at it over at SeaWorld Orlando, I could see a park like Cedar Point picking up this new launch coaster just because B&M doesn't want to go with Intamin again because of the past history with Intamin.
You mean Cedar Fair?
I said Cedar Point, right?
You said B&M wouldn't go with Intamin again.
Oh man!
I'm like, wait, what?
Let me correct that. So what I meant was that Cedar Point or Cedar Fair does not want to go with Intamin due to the past history with it. And if they could go with a more reliable launch coaster, such as a B&M launch coaster, they're more likely going to go with B&M. So what a lot of parks might be doing is they might be holding out until this gets released. But I think B&M is going to be successful. B&M usually doesn't try at anything unless they know it's going to be successful. So I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be a reliable launch system. Premier Rides does a really good job with their launches. I think B&M would do a good job. RMC technically does not have their own launches. If you remember correctly, they brought in a third party as well for Lightning Rod, and it failed miserably. And they think by replacing it with iBox Track that they could possibly fix the problems with that coaster. But you're still going to have the same issues, I think, with your launch system.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think OMC wanted Dollywood to do a flywheel launch on Lightning Rod.
You think they're trying their attempt at their own launch system now?
Who knows? But I do know that OMC wanted Dollywood to go with a flywheel powered launch instead of doing what they did.
So a hydraulic launch?
No, a flywheel launch.
Okay, I can kind of see that. I would have to look at the specs of that because I'm not familiar with that kind of a launch system.
Me neither, but I know that they used it on the old Sportscraft Subtle Loops.
And we're getting into that news here in just a second, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, I can see that maybe going more to Kings Island because Cedar Point only has Maverick, so I can see Kings Island going for a B&M launch coaster.
You think Kings Island would go for it?
Yeah, because why would Cedar Point build another multi-launch coaster when they only have Maverick?
True. Yeah, you got a good point there. But you never know with Cedar Point.
True, but I mean, the general public go, wait, this is basically this Maverick or newer.
Hey, Jesse. All right, SeaWorld Orlando. Penguin, let's go ahead and bring this update here. The permits for the project have been sitting, waiting for correction since last April, only being kept alive by extensions every 3 to 4 months. Yesterday, however, the park finally filled the first set of corrections with the Orange County government. Orange County is where it's located at. Orange County, Florida, which also is where Universal's at. So the good part about Orange County, Florida is that they make everything readily available. It's public information. So you could actually go on there yourself and look at it. It's just faster for me to just bring up Coaster Kings because I don't have to search for all of it. But I'm going to look further into this for you guys because I want to know, and I'm actually going to be heading out there next week to do an update, and I'm going to see if anything's been done. But according to Dan from Midway Mayhem, he doesn't see any progress yet happening with it, so they might be waiting on the county to approve it, which looks like they have a building review that still needs to be approved, fire review, electrical review, and a mechanical review. As soon as the county approves that, I think trying to see, looks like they would have to start looks like they applied for it last year, expired. They might extend this out. So we don't know if, jeez, you don't know, we don't know if it's coming in 2022 or if it's going to be coming in 2023. We don't know for certain which year that's going to happen because we don't know what SeaWorld's plans are because I don't know. It's complicated. Do you have anything to add there, Zach?
Yeah, I'm trying to think because hopefully 2022 because I know Florida is getting pretty competitive with pucks now, so they might want to get another coaster here right after they open up Icebreaker just to be killing on stuff.
Yeah, and to be honest, SeaWorld Orlando used to have, I mean, as SeaWorld parks move away from, animals, and basically they're just going to be animal exhibits in the future. As they move away from that, they need something to attract the public if you're going to remove that. And SeaWorld Orlando desperately needs another coaster. They're going to have Icebreaker. They're going to have Mako, they have Manta, they have Kraken, and they have the other one, Atlantis. But other than that, they have Grover if you want to count that. But other than that, they need another solid one. I think Manta and Mako are two solid coasters. I think Kraken's decent. I think Icebreaker is going to be great for the family, but I mean, time will tell on that. We don't know if it's going to be reliable or not because they're trying a new technology with a turntable.
It's Switch Track.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Switch Track.
To be fine because Community had done it before. They made a Cockatoo that can run 2 trains over in Mexico. They had one though, so it should be good.
Good afternoon, Coaster Facts. Yeah, I think they're moving in the great direction. I still think Busch Gardens Tampa is going to add a Giga because Florida does not have one, and if they want to continuously compete and bring people over to Tampa, I'm one of the few people. I think Iron Gauze is going to be a great addition, but I don't think it's going to solidify the park as a destination park fully. I think in order to steal people away from Orlando, you're going to have to build a Giga coaster.
Yeah.
And they have plenty of room in the savannah, even though a lot of people are opposed to that, because that would mean that the animals would have to listen to coaster noise. But I think there's a way to prevent it from being as loud if you reinforce it with sand and so forth. That would prevent a lot of the problems with it. So
yeah, because I mean, they really have Monty up against us, so it would be much louder than that. Because Monty is a pretty loud coaster.
It is. It is.
Not Kumbo loud, but still loud though.
Kumbo is ridiculously loud.
Yeah.
I understand some people like the roar, but geez, man, you gotta hear it all the way in the front of the park. I think. Okay, so I'm going to bring up a map because for some reason Coaster Kings didn't bring up a map of where this possible. Let me see. They did not. So I'm going to show you guys where this possibly would be located. I'm going to bring up a Google map of SeaWorld Orlando. And okay, so let's look over. Man, I hate when that thing does that crap. All right. So if you're looking at this view right here, you have the front entrance right here. So here's the. Sorry, let me zoom in so you guys understand what I'm talking about. If you guys haven't been here before, you won't know what we're talking about. But here's the front entrance. So you come in, or my mouse is pointing at right here. You go through this area. So the extension, if it happens, basically is going to eliminate all this over here. So this is all going to be gone. Boom, 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 boom. This is where the new coaster is going to go at. I wish I could highlight this, but unfortunately it won't let me. I need Google Earth to do that. I need to download that instead. But yeah, you can see right here. And right now this is just used for extra. Right now this is used for extra events. And I'll let you talk about it a little bit. I gotta run real fast, and I'll be right back in just a second. So I'm gonna let you talk about kind of like where it's gonna be at, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can kind of. Okay, if you could just talk about it for a second, I just got to run real fast. I'll be back in like 1 minute.
Yeah, so they're going to put it in that area right there. Talking about where they have the special events at. It appears to be a good sized plot of land, so they could easily put in a coaster there. I know that Mako, the mock family launch coaster over at SeaWorld, I think it's San Antonio, San Diego, is pretty popular, so it being under time there, that'd be a pretty good fit for SeaWorld Orlando. And that would be a good coaster for the family, but still be filling, because we don't know how it's going to turn out for Icebreaker. That'll be too extreme families or not filling enough for the thrill seekers, but multi-launch B&M would be a really good coaster. I've never thought about multi-launch B&M, but I'm game for it all. Because if you haven't been fun with it yet, that's actually a pretty good launch. It is. And if they use the water, they could really get some good effects going on. What do you think? If SeaWorld Orlando use the water, they could do some pretty good stuff with the launch coaster. Might have to do with Manta.
Yeah, they well, you mean Mako? Mako runs right next to the water, and I think
Yeah,
that.
well, Manta goes that little splashdown. They could kind of do that too with never launch coaster. Have a
Oh
big
yeah,
down.
you're talking about the special effects where it goes do 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 do.
Yeah.
Coaster Facts asked where it would go. If you look at the map right here, I was able to point it out. It's going to be. Let me point it out one fast. It's going to be this section right here. So this is where they're talking about it being at. It's a pretty big section. If I zoom out and I show you Mako, Mako takes out a substantial amount of space too. But Mako's right here, and it kind of runs along the water, and you kind of see how far that runs. But it's a small amount of. It's like a big plot, but it doesn't take up as the width doesn't take up as much. So over here, you could run it multiple times, probably next to the water. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, you could do so much with this area. Plus, I visited a couple times. This area is blocked off currently. Besides Bayside Stadium, they only use that for the ice skating rink, but they don't even use this area. This area is already blocked off. So I feel like this is an unused part of the park, anyways, that they need to utilize, and I think that's a perfect thing to do is to utilize that part of the park.
Yeah, and actually, I've kind of compared it to the Manta launch coaster that is over at the other SeaWorld park. I think it's San Diego that has a mock multi launch coaster.
Yeah, which is like
a little bit. Yeah,
their family coaster.
yeah. I think this could be a good fit the park because you don't know how it's gonna be for it. I think it'll be too filling or too tame. So
Yeah, and a lot of people that live in this area, a lot of Floridians or people that live locally, a lot more people are going to have SeaWorld passes and Busch Garden passes just because it's more affordable than Universal and Disney. So I think if you add a lot of problems that the locals have with SeaWorld Orlando is they run out of stuff to do after about 6 hours there. So by adding 2 new coasters in 2 years, you're adding a lot more things for people to do. However, I think SeaWorld definitely needs to invest in more kid attractions too.
inside vibes,
Yeah, and what else did you say? Dark rides?
flat vibes.
Yeah, definitely a lot more flat rides, and that's what the parks are kind of missing. They don't use Wild Arctic anymore, and I know over in San Diego they've been talking about creating like a dark. I don't know. They've been talking about creating a roller coaster over there too, but it would have to probably stay below 30 feet because that's they've only. I guess they've already used the 2 permits to make coasters above a certain height, so they have to keep it 30 feet or below because it's so close to the Bay Area. But I think,
You can always build down to get more height.
yeah, I think like the Penguin exhibit or the Penguin trackless ride's okay, but the CGI in it to me is kind of. But I mean, I got to quit comparing things to Universal and Disney, but the CGI in there's kind of like I don't know. It's good for little kids, I guess, but I think they need to. I think some parks after a certain amount of years need to update their CGI on some of their stuff. But if Wild Arctic, who knows what they're going to do with that building? But I know that's been closed for quite some time. They use it
That
for.
ride was good anyway. That was so bizarre. That was definitely nowhere near as good as Star Tours.
Yeah, so maybe they're looking at retrofitting that eventually, but they're not even utilizing that space except for Santa Claus right now during Christmas time.
Yeah,
So
that and they built Glacier Board as well at the entrance to it.
yeah. So if we look at now that you guys know about what's going on with the Surf Coaster and that it might be alive again, actually I'll show you guys an update here as well on as we get more to the update parts because Dan from Midway Mayhem was able to catch the train on the transfer track, so we might see testing on Icebreaker here soon. I did forget about that when we were deciding on what we're going to talk about today. So the next thing we're going to go over and talk about is Conneaut Lake
Conneaut.
has a buyer for their bankruptcy. Now, do we know this? Possibly. So earlier this morning, I'm going to remove this off the screen here. Early, that was funny. I'm going to bring this up here so you guys can kind of see the screen that I'm talking about. So Coasters and Brews shared this from Twitter. Give me 1 second to bring this up here because I want to make sure it's bringing up the right thing. So you can see right over here that bankruptcy was filed in court for the trustees of Conneaut Lake Park. Now, this park was shut down, I think, for 20 years or something. It was bought by this new owner. Then COVID happened. It was barely hanging on as it was because if you guys get a chance, check out El Toro Ryan's video on visiting the park, and you'll see what exactly we're talking about. We were going to visit it this year, but unfortunately, COVID happened, and the park's no longer open. But they did have a bidder for it, and which is great news. And I'll bring that up here in a second. But the park itself actually brought it. I'm gonna remove it from the screen so you guys don't know what I'm looking at. But I'm gonna bring up the news at Conneaut Lake, or however you pronounce it. All right, I'm not from Pennsylvania.
Conneaut, but I could be wrong too.
Oh, you're good. So I'm gonna bring up. Hold on. All right. There it is. New. Okay, so here's the. You guys can kind of see it here. I hate how it doesn't let me. I hate how it shows the whole thing on there. But anyways, this is the news that. Let me see if I could zoom in on it so you guys can see it a little bit better. Hold on. I could figure that out. My mind's not. Zoom, 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 zoom. All right. And I could bring it down here. What in the world? Oh, there it is. There it is. Now we can see it. We are all well aware that 2020 was a tough year for many businesses, including Conneaut Lake Park. However, in the very positive turn of events, the trustees received an offer from a qualified cash buyer to purchase all the assets of Conneaut Lake Park. The current bidder's intentions are to invest in the property and expand on the year-over momentum the park has gained. This is very exciting news. Since the park is in a bankruptcy reorganization plan, the offer must go through the bankruptcy court process. Filed yesterday at the bankruptcy court was a motion to go through the procedures of a public auction for all the assets of Conneaut Lake Park. This means that if there are any additional qualified buyers interested in placing a higher bid, they have a chance to come forward to the public hearing, but the offer must be on all assets of the park. We are thrilled about the new opportunity that allows the park to continue to progress and serve the community. So that's good news on that, but I know a lot of people kind of place kind of their displeasure on it because they're like, if they purchase all the assets of the park, they could choose to not keep the park open. So I don't know if in the provision they have to maintain or keep some of the rides available or open or maintain certain parts of the park. And I'm not sure the footprint of the park. I would have to look that up and do that on a future video. However, the current state of the park isn't the greatest either. So, I mean, 1.4 million for a park is pretty cheap. I know some people think, but 1.4 million for that. If I had the opportunity to invest in a land like that, I would do it just for the simple fact a lot of people in Pennsylvania probably grew up at the park. So if you put money into it and updated it and kept some of the old rides there, I'm pretty sure the people would come and visit that park.
Yeah, and the lake that is popular for my hood. So if you make the park nice and more welcoming, I'm pretty sure it would have better people coming in attending it.
Yeah, and the state of Blue Streak's pretty bad right now. So most wooden roller coasters in Pennsylvania are well taken care of. That's one thing I can definitely applaud Pennsylvania on, is they take really good care of their wooden coasters in that state. This is not one of them, but granted, it was closed for 20 years, but the new owners, instead of them turning around and updating and making the coaster look good and the park infrastructure look good, basically reopened it. And I think we're only charging $10 for an all-day wristband at the park. So if they were posting any type of profit, they weren't posting a huge profit on it. So I think COVID definitely brought it down because they were just trying to bring people back into the park. But I think that's too low of a price point. Even if you have like 15 rides, 2 roller coasters, I think $15 is a better price point than $10. I think $10 is kind of like, I don't know how they were even able to operate at all.
Yeah, now I do know that they did do some work to Blue Streak because they got money through Ace to help buy new wheels for the train on it, and then did some track upon as well to make it better. From what I saw.
Okay. Yeah, because I know when they wrote it, they were talking about how a couple spots of it are kind of janky a little bit. So it's kind of crazy that Ace has to put money into it when I'm one of those people that thinks that the owners of parks should be the ones investing in it, not organizations. But it is kind of cool that people want to preserve, that are roller coaster enthusiasts want to preserve some parts of roller coaster history. Like the Coney Island Cyclone, I think is still in Luna Park. I could be wrong, but that's one of my top coasters I've always wanted to ride just because of the history of it.
Me too.
Which, who knows what's going to happen this year? I foresee New York opening back up their parks. Well, obviously, you don't have a lot. I think, what do you have? Dorney Park? Or, no, it's not Dorney Park. What's the one up in upstate New York called?
That would be
Six Flags Darien Lake, right?
yeah, Darien Lake, yeah.
Fantasy Island doesn't. They have a new owner, but I don't trust those new owners just because they sound like they want to operate it like a carnival. And then you have Luna Park. Then you have
Dino's Wonderland. Dino's Wonder Wheel.
yeah, and then Legoland New York's opening this year as well. Hello.
Oh yeah, also also have Great Escape.
Where's Great Escape at? Is that upstate New York as well?
Yeah, I think so. I think by Lake George, that's probably called right.
This guy says I love kiddie rides, and he's tagging somebody. Okay, yeah, man, I got so many Six Flags I want to go to, but Six Flags America, Great Escape, Darien Lake. There's a couple others up in that area too. New England. So maybe we'll make a trip up in the Northeast if they start reopening parks. We'll make like a Northeast trip for a weekend or a week.
Yeah. Well, more than a weekend, it's only possible today, but the internet I'm going to Six Flags America just right on Batwing.
Yeah, unfortunately, my trips probably have to be on a weekend due to my schedule this year, but I might be able to. I'll just have to buy the Flash Pass if I go. So I just want to go to Six Flags America to ride Superman.
Well, yeah, that too. But I also want to hopefully get on Batwings, and that's one of the last two become a platinum spins because I know Firehawk a lot. So
Yeah, and then you have Firebird, which used to be Iron Wolf at Six Flags Great America. So I would love to ride that because that's one of the first ones. You guys know that Conneaut Lake is in western Pennsylvania, an hour south of Erie.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because Conneaut Lake Park is the park you go to right before you go to Waltermere because it's right like an hour away.
Yeah, we know where it's at. um, we cover okay, so just to put it out there, so you guys are kind of confused with the name. If you guys remember, Ohio Valley Coasters covered coasters all over the world. Midwest Coaster fans, we cover coasters and parks all over the country. It's just the team is from the Midwest originally, so we have expanded our print on it. So just want to give you guys a heads up on that because we're not Midwest Coaster Pacific. Like we don't just cover the Midwest anymore. We cover everything. So everybody from our team is originally from the Midwest, and that's how we came up with our name. Just to give you guys a heads up. But we primarily, obviously, cover parks in Indiana all the time, in Illinois, and Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri. But we also go to other parks across the country. So I know the name could kind of be confusing, but if you just think of it as it's just a name, it's just easy to remember that way, or MCF for short. So Is a Super America the only one with the one or T-bar restraint? I don't know. Is it?
That one still a T-bar restraint. I think also the one at Dam Lake also has T-bar restraint. The only one that has the new U-brick, I think this man, I think new ones, is the one that got ruined with the brick restraints that you call it.
And talking about Lake Conneaut, just to let you guys know, I plan on flying into Cleveland and going to Cedar Point and then going to what is it, Waldemere, or how do you pronounce it?
Yeah, Waterme, yeah.
It's because I want to ride Ravine Flyer too.
Me too.
So if I have time, I'm pretty sure that Lake Conneaut, if it opens up this year, isn't going to take more than a couple hours to go in and go out. So
you said I'd pick them like what, an hour or two? It's pretty small.
Yeah, so I do want to go to Cedar Point again this year. I plan on going. I'll probably have to do it on like a 4-day weekend or something though. Unless things work out, we'll see what happens with everything this year. Who knows? 2021. I think it'll be a better year though. But then we have an update on Jersey Devils. So I'm going to remove this and I'll bring up the pictures that we have on it. Looks like we have and I'll overlay this on here so you guys can see it. Looks like we have some of the lift hill. Looks like it's almost complete on this. You can see it almost topped out. This is from the actual park. So this is coming from Six Flags Great Adventure. Released this on Twitter today. And if you guys can look closely, you could see that the lift hill is about to top out into that first drop. I'm not gonna lie. That first drop looks like it's pretty steep. Originally in the animated POV, you can't really tell, but now that I'm seeing what this coaster is going to be looking like, it looks like it's going to be pretty intense.
Yeah, and when it has we're going to be doing a 9-car train on it, that back road is going to have some serious grip.
Yeah, it is. If it's anything like the clones, which we haven't been able to ride it yet. In March, I plan on heading out to Fiesta, Texas. Zach might be there too in March, so I just want to go to San Antonio again, and then the parks are kind of the complement of it. Look at this right here. I think. Okay, I'm not.
Yeah, that's the top of it. That's the last piece basically before it starts hanging down.
Okay, and then this is like a picture of like the workers doing their jobs, obviously. And here's the piece that's sitting on the ground. Wish there was a way I could zoom in on that, but it won't let me. So you guys can kind of see that there. Look at this. What we got here? Check out Seabreeze in Rochester, New York. Thanks for letting us know that. We'll definitely. I found out I could get flights, so all I got to do is have Zach fly in Orlando, meet me here, and then we could basically fly to upstate New York for $52 round trip. So I already found out that flying into Buffalo is like $52 through JetBlue, so that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, I'll do that then to fly to Orlando. And I can do my fun spot too for now. Give them rides in on Mineville and Hurricane.
Yeah. Jeremy, definitely. He's with Buckeye Coasters. Yeah, we could make the trip together. I like riding coasters with. We didn't get to do a trip last year because of COVID, so hopefully this year we're all able to do it. My favorite part was a coffee shop. Okay.
I like coffee. I'm in for that.
I should play a clip of that. Best cup of coffee in the world. Let me bring up those photos again for you guys to look at.
Congratulations, the really best cup of coffee.
I wish there was a way I could download that clip.
One of the best lines.
You guys kind of see it again. And they've been doing a good job on their updates, so we'll probably have more updates next week. Yeah, we definitely will, Jeremy. We'll do a couple of trips this year.
Yeah, I know right now me and Jacob want to do SEC on opening weekend on March 20th, so you know where to find us.
Yeah. I'm going to try to find that best cup of coffee in the world. I think it was funny. Of course, YouTube. Never mind. I'll look it up later and I'll put it on a future video. Oh my god. All right. Idlewood. This is the next news. Idlewood might be closed for all of 2021.
Idlewild, not Idlewood.
Man, I was rushing when I did this. Hold on. Let me edit this out. I know it's Idlewild. I don't know why my mind keeps on going to Idlewood. I've done that a lot when I ask people about it too. There we go. Idlewild might be closed for all of 2021. Let's go into that news here. And I have it. This is from Screamscape, so who knows if it's true or not. They get a lot of rumors, so we don't know which ones are true or not. But let's go ahead and look into this. So Parque Reunitos and Palace Entertainment, who owns Kennywood, Idlewild, this is the news out of that, is opting to keep Raging Waters water parks in Sacramento and San Jose closed for the 2021 season. There is also a chance that some of the chain's other smaller parks and attractions might opt to stay closed as well, especially in California, where the current state rules are not likely to allow parks to open for quite some time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, this is just an early rumor right now, but things could change, as currently nothing has been confirmed on the official websites yet. According to what I've been told, Palace Entertainment is something of a transition at this point, with a number of team members having been laid off, and its attractions, as well as the corporate office, with more layoffs expected to come over the upcoming weeks as the company seeks to stabilize itself financially. John Riley, the former interim CEO for SeaWorld Entertainment Parks, has just surfaced again. Palace Entertainment has announced that John Riley has joined the company as the new chief operating officer effective last year. I don't see any new. Let's see if we can find anything new on here. While we're on this, let's see. And I did get the Six Flags survey. I thought about going over it with you guys. You know what? Yeah, let's go over that survey after we're done with this. You guys could help us with it. They actually sent me a survey, and I want to know because it'll tell us a lot of stuff. They had ride sell-offs from Idlewild in 2020. It's possible.
Yeah, they got rid of Feedbot. They got rid of a Ferris wheel, a ball pit, and something else.
Trying to find that. I'm going to look up that one email while you guys are. We have more news coming up here too. I actually wanted to add a couple more things on here because we have that. We also had Silver Dollar City's operating hours, which we'll talk about here in a second. I'm going to bring up the real calendar and not the Facebook calendar because I don't care to look at that. Because sometimes I have messages that pop up, so I don't need my personal stuff going on there. Hold on a second. Here we go. Printable calendars. I'm bringing it up right now for you guys. All right, there we go. I know, guys. Give me a second here. When you're doing a live show like this, it's a little bit different than doing it pre-recorded. Okay, so here's the Silver Dollar City's calendar. All right. Let me zoom in on it because that's kind of hard to see. Boom, boom, boom. And all right, so we're going to go over that here. If you guys have any questions, put it on our comments. 4 rides, Jeremy says. 4 rides were sold off. I think Palace Entertainment that owns Kennywood's in bad financial shape right now, and they're just not telling anybody.
Yeah.
But here's their operating hours. So it looks like their opening day is going to be March 20th, 2021, and it'll be open
From
that week.
36.
It'll be open from 9:30 a.m. to 6, so not too long of hours when it first opens.
But I mean, it'll be pretty floated, obviously, so. Now, I want to go with on one of these Saturdays when it open from 9:30 to midnight. That would be fun.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting at Memorial Day weekend is when they start the long hours again. So you kind of see their operating hours. They're only open weekends until Memorial Day. Well, until the week before Memorial Day. Looks like they're having a concert series. Then it'll be open every single day in June, July, pretty much August, and then they go back to weekends. So this year they're open during the week. That's weird. So it looks like they're changing their operating calendar, which kind of makes sense to me because of COVID. They might be changing it to adjust due to. So I imagine they're going to go back to their normal hours next year in 2022. Because I remember during the October season, weren't they open almost every single day? Or was it just Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays?
I don't recall.
But yeah, that's the. They've released theirs. I think Dollywood's getting ready to release theirs if they haven't done so already. Has Dollywood released theirs yet?
I don't think so. I mean, in Kentucky, though.
That's weird. Usually they release their stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. And I'm bringing up the Six Flags thing, so just give me just a second here. They sent me a.
Yes, they have. Dollywood opening on Saturday, March 18th.
Okay, so they did do their operating hours too.
Yes.
March 6th, March 20th?
18th.
Okay. I'm trying to find that survey. Give me just a second, guys. You guys have any questions for us while we're doing this live show? Well, we'll have a show on operating hours as more parks release it.
Oh, no, March 15th, I mean. March 15th.
March 13th, Dollywood opens. It's probably almost the same. I'll bring that up in a second here. I'm sending this over to my personal email so we could do this survey together. Joy, joy, joy. One second. Okay, I just sent it to myself. What's taking it so long? There it is.
Let's see if they have any kind of update on Lightning Rod. If you put down an opening date for it here.
Yeah, we can look at that. Go ahead and look at that. We're gonna look at the survey here. If you guys don't want to continue, you guys don't have to. We're gonna do a survey together to kind of show what the plans might be for Six Flags next year or this year.
Yeah, almost had it on temporarily closed.
There's the park planning survey. Let's go ahead and do this together.
Yeah.
Let's be fun. All right, I'm going to the park planning survey here. If you can read the comments, I'm not going to see them while I'm doing this. I'll just do Midwest Coaster fans. And I don't know what email address that was. That was weird. Okay, we got this. Which of the following parks do we live closest to?
What, St. Louis, basically?
Technically, both of them are the same distance, but I'll do Six Flags Great America because.
Yeah, Great America and St. Louis.
How many times did you visit Six Flags Great America? I did not visit. 2019. Okay. How many of these questions are stupid? All right. I don't care.
Oh my god, I'm on the Norway.
Oh my god, they vary in age. 3 to 6, 7 to 11. Jeez. They want to know my income. I'll just lie on it. 350,000.
Me with.
Which following the role in leisure decisions for your family? Oh my god, that's so stupid. All right. I'm emotionally exhausted of cocooning at home. What is this crap? Everyone is missing socializing and getting out of the house to share experiences and new memories. Disagree. Which of the following activities have you done? Okay, this is stupid. This survey is stupid.
Yeah, it is.
I thought this was going to kind of give hints on what they plan on doing for this year.
It might later on, but they always have all these wonder about who you are.
Oh my god. just gonna lie.
I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody does, right?
Well, I'm just trying to see. Okay, here we go. Advertising concepts. There we go. Now we're getting to the
Bingo.
spring is coming. We want our guests to get excited about visiting our park, so we're planning a brand new advertising campaign. There are 2 campaigns. We don't have any videos yet. We'll make those later. Right now, we just have a bunch of still images that are meant to capture the idea, so you have to use your imagination. See what you think. This is funny. Oh, my Lord. Well, what do you guys think? What am I supposed to do?
Definitely not the first one. I found the Phil's calling is pretty good.
Well, since kids aren't really in
Second one, yes,
school,
I think about it, yeah.
since kids really aren't in school, that's kind of stupid. The thrill is calling. I don't like that. I don't like that. The thrill is calling. What do you guys think of that idea? The thrill is calling.
I like it.
He said, the thrill is calling. Yeah, okay, whatever.
I mean, the first one is them so. Why are some people laying on bed for it? It makes no sense. Suck. What the heck?
We are bored with nothing to do and get out of bed and decide to
Go to see the point.
Six Flags, Cedar Point. What do you think the message of this campaign is?
Six Flags is not lazy.
Get out of bed
Get out of bed
and go to a park.
that is not Six Flags.
And go live a what's about eye catching. Oh my god, this is Jesus, man.
Definitely unique.
Okay. Thrilling, no. Entertaining,
Yes.
relatable,
Yes.
eye catching, I guess. Fun, confusing. Oh, no more than 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
I guess I should read, huh? This would appeal with families with kids 7 to 11.
Oxygen lemon. Yeah, there we go. I see it.
Do you think people will respond? Yeah, I guess. Oh my god. I don't have to say anything. I'm just going to go to the next one. I mean, I already go to Six Flags. This is kind of a question.
Yeah, they think. You do realize that you asked someone who hadn't seen them pass, so.
No. Why don't you think the thrill is calling is an accurate ad that captures how you feel about Six Flags? Not all the parks are thrilling.
Oh. Boom.
The message we were trying to convey is it can happen any time, day or night. You might be asleep, daydreaming, or doing some mindless tasks, and it pops into your head the thrill of Six Flags. It's a reminder that spring break is coming. This year, more than ever, feel cut loose and experience the thrills. Food and fun, only Six Flags delivers. And they're kind of pushing it with that one.
Yeah.
All right. That's somewhat effective. What? I mean, that's kind of too cheap, isn't it?
Not really. I mean, I paid $50 for my pass on sale for like Labor Day, signed that. Or would put money sign that if you win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's stupid. Not a fan of that survey. It's kind of a boring survey.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this. This thrill is calling. Somebody threw
Hello.
up. Hello, Montu. Love Montu.
Hello, Banshee.
Somebody logging into the same account. Wow, that's a lot of choices. Not done yet. Okay. I don't know. I think it's so they're adding a new advertising campaign. Spring break, though, really. I mean, okay, Six Flags Great America is cold during spring break.
And most colleges are canceling spring break.
Not a good advertising campaign. I would try to aim it more towards like May time frame.
Yeah, May summer vacation, because colleges are basically canceling spring break this year. High school I don't know about, but colleges are.
I mean, Six Flags over Georgia would be open probably. Magic Mountain's not even close to being open again.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Most of these parks are in cold places. March in most places, depending on the year, sometimes isn't warm enough to even go to a park.
Yeah. Except for, Branson or Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, that gets kind of chilly too, but I'd probably be in like the 50s, 60s, I imagine, in
Yeah,
March.
because anything below 50, I think that's St. Louis is like, oh, well, Boston's close. Happy at least 50.
Well, they sent me. They said thanks for taking our survey. Yeah, okay. He said more. He said not as thrilling as Cedar Point. Magic Mountain would be thrilling, but I don't know. They do these ridiculous surveys sometimes. Last year, we kind of got a sneak peek of what kind of it would be like with COVID going on. So we all know what COVID's like now. We know we have to wear masks. We don't like wearing masks, but it is what it is. You got to do what you have to do to have fun. Hopefully later this summer, most of the parks will ease off on that, so we could, if we have the vaccine, we could just go into the parks freely. That'd be kind of nice. I imagine they're still going to socially distance and do stuff like that, but it's hard.
Well, maybe these queue line, but it's all going back to fully loading trains.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because you're not on the ride for that long, and you end up in there moving around, so it's not like you're in a closed space queue line.
Yeah. I
mean, if airlines can get away with loading MSC, why can't they do that at a theme park?
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, guys, we have something coming up tomorrow night, so it's going to be about an hour long. Tomorrow night at 7 or 8, we haven't decided on the time yet. We're going to have a trivia, and we're going to give away. We haven't decided what we're giving away yet. Either we're all going to pitch in, and we're going to give away a season pass somewhere. Like, I'm trying to think of like a cheap park to give away a season pass at.
Indiana Beach.
Well, that one's, yeah, either that or Kentucky Kingdom. So, or we'll give away apparel. So we'll give away some shirts and a sweater. I'm pretty close to Busch Gardens, Tampa, so I'm thinking about grabbing like an Iron Gwazi shirt and a couple other things, and then I could ship them out to the people. That'd be kind of a cool giveaway. Give a couple like some SeaWorld merchandise and send it over to them. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do SeaWorld merchandise. SeaWorld Busch Gardens merchandise. That sounds like a plan. I think that's kind of cool. They have some cool memorabilia in there, like shot glasses, cups, shirts. Yeah, we'll do that. That's easier. People like merchandise. So if you guys get a chance to join us tomorrow night, we're doing a trivia. So watch some of our videos and learn some coaster trivia, because it's going to start off easy and it's going to get extremely hard. And whoever wins it wins the actual prize pack, which we're gonna announce what the prize pack's going to be tomorrow. We have to decide on it as a team, and I'll ship it out from Florida if that's the case, and you guys will probably get it. I'm going to send it FedEx or UPS because I don't trust USPS right now. So You guys will get it.
we
It'll be
had
a
the easy
long.
ones down. The hard one we have a console, don't we?
Yeah. But yeah, they have some. I don't know. That's one of the few parks that's open, and I think they had Iron Gwazi shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
And then the questions are both based on our team and on coasters. So
Yeah, so like I said, mainly a lot of the questions will be based on 2020, and then some trivia. So we'll try to keep it based on stuff that you guys know for the most part. Some of it you might actually have to look up, and then obviously the main problem that we have is trying to keep track of the points. When we get basically you'll get eliminated, so I'm trying to figure out a best way to do this. There's a good way to do it. You guys will basically comment on Facebook and YouTube, and then what we'll do is we'll count up the points, and then when we get to the second round, it's hard to we should be down to, we'll just do like a series of rounds, and then we'll add up total. We'll figure it out.
yeah, we have time still.
We could just do a live quiz or something like that, but that doesn't work too well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think maybe like each round we take like the top take the top. Well, maybe the second. Well, depending on each round, but we take like a top player for each round, and then final round, like 5 players on that.
Yeah, what we'll do is we'll give you guys like, I don't know, 15 seconds to answer, and then whoever's answered during those 15 seconds will take only the right answers, and at the end of the first round we'll name off who is still left, and then I think we'll have like 3 rounds.
Yeah, and then like each round gets smaller and smaller in terms of number of players.
Yeah, we got to come up with a series of questions, so this is what we got to work on tonight. Somebody recommended this on Tuesday with us, so we're just kind of going with what they say. So
fun, and we can have beer too. So
yeah, make it fun.
It's a win-win. You can win a pod, and we can have beer.
Merchandise, guys. So
merchandise for Iron Gwazi. You can have Iron Gwazi with not before it opens.
Yeah, we'll figure out the prize pack, and we'll get your guys' shirt sizes and stuff like that. But definitely tune in tomorrow night. We're going to release the time. You'll get an alert probably around 9 a.m. because we're going to decide on the time tonight, and then I'll release. You might see the release for it tonight, and look in the description, and you'll see. Yeah, we'll announce what the prize pack will be. I'm guessing merchandise because that's the easiest thing to do, and then we'll get your sizes. I'll go pick up the stuff and then send it out to you guys. So it'll have a mix of park merchandise and then a mix of probably a couple team merchandise things. Maybe not. Maybe just park merchandise.
On the phone includes you to Navy, right?
Maybe I'll throw in a mind blow. Yeah, because pretty close to Fun Spot. Maybe throw in like a mind blower shirt.
White Lightning.
Yeah. White Lightning. Yeah, we'll throw in a whole prize pack. The prize pack will be worth like $60, so pretty decent prize pack, I think.
Yeah.
All right. We will see you guys tomorrow. Look for the update. Thanks for joining us for the news for this week, and look for another news video. We'll have these every Friday. So thanks again for joining us here on Midwest Coaster Fans. Please be sure to visit us on all podcast formats. This news update will be on there as well. And I've actually uploaded the other one is actually on there now. So you just type in Roller Coaster Therapy. You can listen to our prior one as well. Thanks for listening. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow.
See ya.